Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley and I like to share Procreate tutorials for people that are just beginning or people that just want to try a new style here in Procreate. In my last video, I demonstrated how to do a straight repeat and a drop repeat pattern, and this week I'm excited to show you how to create an all over pattern. So this one's a little more freeform and we can have a lot of fun with different motifs and images in our picture. And this is the technique for making unique seamless patterns, and it can be used for all sorts of projects and can be used in a lot of different applications. I'll be using some of the stamp brushes from my Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit for the images in our pattern, and I'll also be using some cute hedgehogs that I have in a stamp set. You can find both of these brush sets available in my Etsy shop, so be sure to check it out if you want to follow along with the exact tools I'm using, and those are both linked down below in the description box. And as you're following along, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe and I will keep sharing these with you. So let's get started and make this really fun all over pattern together. I'm again starting with a blank canvas that is 2048 pixels by 2048 pixels, and it is set to 300 dpi. And again, using a square canvas is very important for making patterns or making seamless patterns. It allows your image to seamlessly repeat. To begin, I want to choose a couple little hedgehog images to kind of have as like our hero of our pattern, and I find these to be super cute. I came out with this collection a few weeks ago, and I am trying to find ways to use it because I love it so much. So we're just gonna choose a couple of these little guys, and I have a couple favorites, and I probably definitely want to use this one. And it doesn't matter which ones or where you place them at this point, because we're going to adjust some things as we go along, and we can vary the size. So I'm just choosing the hedgehogs I want, and I am using this brown color from the Kawaii color palette, also available in that Kawaii Essentials brush set and drawing kit. And I'll be color filling with this same color palette as well. So let's just choose a couple more of these little guys, and then once you place them, you can adjust them. And it probably would have been smart to put them in their own layer, but it's okay if they're not. And I'm just gonna use my lasso tool to select them at this point because I didn't put them in their own layers, and that's okay. But I do want to kind of adjust and get them how I want. And this is going to be a little bit of a tight pattern, but that's okay because it just kind of multiplies the cute in the best sort of way. And let's get this last one, and he's just going to be facing us, and he can just sit right there for now. We're probably going to move these around a little bit as we go along just to make sure that it's even and it looks the way we want, but we're cool with this right now. So I'm just gonna flatten those, and then I am just gonna fill in each of these with some color. So now we have each of our hedgehogs filled with color. So I kind of varied the color just a little bit, not a whole lot. Like this one's a little bit darker than these other two. Now what we can do is fill in the spaces in between them. So I'm gonna go to this layer that I already had created, and I will stay in the brown for now while I use my stamps. And I will go to the Kawaii Essential stamps and just choose some that I think would go well with my image here. I'm just gonna choose just one or two to go with that I think would look kind of cute. I don't really know what I'm going for at this point. I kind of like to stay on theme with the type of creature it is, but you know, hedgehogs, what do? They eat slugs. They come out at night. They're just cute. So we'll just stick with cute stuff, I guess. So let's try a star. Oh yeah, because they come out at night. We figured it out. And then we'll do a moon. I'm pretty sure they're nocturnal animals, and that's why I have this assumption that they come out at night. Okay, so this is pretty simple. There's not a whole lot that is going on here yet, but we'll go ahead and color fill our stars and our moons, and we'll just use one yellow for that. And I'll just flatten this all out so I can just drop in this yellow all over the place. And I'm probably going to have some sort of blue background on this one because that would be the most fitting, because it would be nighttime. And I'll probably add a few more stars into this as we go along. So I want to duplicate these just to have as my safety to fall back on if I need to, and I'm just going to lock them just in case I need them. So now that we have our kind of basic image that we want, what I want to do next is add a color fill square in the very back. So I'm going to choose this blue. It's the blue that I have in the color palette. So adding that color fill layer to the back will allow us to move this in squares, perfect squares, so that when we create our pattern, it is seamless. So what I first want to do is group these together. And then I'll just minimize that and I will duplicate it. And I am going to deselect that first one. To start creating the seamless pattern, we need to go to the snapping, turn on magnetics, turn on snapping, and then turn distance and velocity all the way to max, or 50 and 10. We're going to move this image to the left side, and then we'll take the second one and we'll move it to the right side. Doesn't matter what order you do that in, but that's the order I'm doing it in. So with this as a square, I'm going to move this over, and we want to look for these orange lines to make sure that it is perfectly in line with our canvas. So I will let go of that. I'm going to deselect that one and then select the other one. The reason I deselect it is because we're looking for those orange lines, and you'll notice that some blue lines show up too, and those blue lines kind of get in the way if you have two images that are in view. So I just deselected them just so that I don't get mixed up. So I will choose the transform pointer and move that one over to the right and make sure that I've got those orange lines all in a row. So now we can put our other image back into view. And what I want to do is select the layers that are the same, like that have the same images, and group them together. So I'm going to group those together, and then I will flatten that. I'm just going to move that to the top. And then I will do that with the stars and group those and then flatten. And that's going to let me move some stuff around. And I want to maintain the blue square, so I'll just reuse it and flatten and move that on up. This isn't a very pleasing image now. So we want to kind of adjust everything to where it is pleasing to look at. So that involves selecting the layer that you want to start off with. And then I'm going to use the lasso tool. I want to turn down the snapping so I can kind of move stuff more freely. So yeah, see, you can move it a lot better now. And resize, rotate, because like these stars and these moons, I didn't focus too much on rotating a whole lot. And I don't do the finger pull down trick because it doesn't ever work for me. I don't think I have the dexterity or something to make it work right. So I just use the copy and paste in the actions because that's how I like to do it. So now I want to focus a little bit more on the hedgehog. So I've got one here, one there, and one there, and these two guys up at the top haven't split in half yet or split in any sort of sections yet. So I'm going to make sure I have the right layer selected for one, and I'm going to cut and paste him so I can move him around and maybe move him there and maybe move this guy. I'll probably have to move some of these stars that I moved around. I think I need to duplicate one of them. So what I think I'll do is I'll duplicate this guy. I think we want to rotate them a little bit just to add some variation. I'm going to flatten all these stars and stuff so I can get, maybe I'll deselect him so I can move these guys. Okay, so that's better for now. Now it's better for now. So now we've got this basic image again, so I will flatten everything again, and then I will group these yet again, and then duplicate them yet again. And so we went side to side on the repeat. Now we have to go top and bottom on the repeat. Before I do that, I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit. Got to clean up your drawing station every once in a while. So now that I have that duplicated, I will select one, turn my snapping magnetics back on, all of that back on and to the max. And I am going to move this up to the top, maintain those orange lines, and then this one at the bottom, I will move to the bottom, and I've got my orange lines. And now let's see how that looks. I'm really happy with that so far. And this didn't take a whole lot of work. We didn't have to draw anything because we used the stamps. We just color filled and moved stuff around. And I'm already pretty pleased with what I was able to accomplish with very little effort. Now we just want to group the same motifs together. So I'm going to group the stars together and flatten that so I can make adjustments again if I need to, and move that to the top. Grab my hedgehogs, group them together, flatten that, move it to the top, and then I will just grab my color fill and group and flatten. Move that so it is underneath everything, and then clean up my station by deleting these little guys. Okay, so we can make a few adjustments again because we've got a couple open spaces, and we can even add a little bit more if we want to. So let's just make a few little adjustments. Make sure I've got the right layer selected. I do. And then grab a couple things, copy and paste. Ooh. Turn off those magnetics. Turn these guys down so things can move a little bit more freely. There we go. Maybe a little more. We need to have another star in the area, I think. And maybe trade spots with that moon right there. And instead of like just reusing some of these images, we can even put a new layer of motifs in the background. So let's go ahead and flatten all those moons and stars and see if we can fill in a little bit with some more of those stamps, maybe just some simple ones. So I'm actually going to grab this blue, and I'm going to set this layer to multiply to see if I can get just kind of like a shadowed image so that it is darker than my background blue so we can still see it. So let's give that a try. Let's grab this star and see. So you can see that using the multiply takes that color and takes it to a darker tone without us having to do too much work. But what we can do is flip a couple of these around just to add some more variation to what we're looking at, because we don't want things to be too much in line with each other. So take that and go horizontal and maybe move it so it's not too much in line with that one. So we're just kind of like keeping an eye on things to make sure that nothing's too much in line, but we do need something over here and maybe in a couple more spots. So I'm going to add another layer, set it again to multiply so that it's that darker blue again. Choose a different motif. See if we want just some plain stars that maybe just have like a little bit more of an organic feel. Oh, we can even do something big. Let's try that. We'll see how that goes. So we've got kind of like a big star in the background, and he's kind of overlapping with some of the images in front of it, so it's like a very muted larger star in the background. So let's give that a little try. See, so now we're going to test the seamless pattern. So we are going to select everything again, group it together, and then duplicate it 4 times, or we're going to have 4 versions of it. And maybe I'll just give myself a fail-safe and have a 5th version of it. And I'm going to turn these off just so I can see what's happening. So what we're going to do is we have our 4 copies of it, and we're going to move them into the corners. And we are going to go back to the snapping and turn on magnetics and turn these guys back up again. And we have our first section selected, and we're going to move that into the corner and make sure we've got all 4 lines of that orange showing up. Then we'll go to the next one and move that up, and then go to the 3rd one, move it to the bottom left, and the 4th one, move it to the bottom right. Now let's see how that looks. Okay, I want these on some pajamas. I would wear these on some like some of those flannel pajamas that have like the button up and the collar. I would totally wear these, and I feel like the pattern is a little busy, but I absolutely love this. This looks like it could be on bedding for a child's crib set, or a baby's crib set. It could be bedding for a child's toddler bed. It is so cute. So with just a little bit of time and effort, barely any effort in drawing the pictures, because I've done all the drawing on all these hedgehogs for you. So if you want to create really cute seamless patterns, head over to my Etsy shop, choose some stamps, and use them to create seamless patterns, because it is so satisfying. So I had so much fun making this, and we kind of discovered it together, and I appreciate you sticking with me and watching this with me, because I had fun doing it. This is I didn't practice this ahead of time. I knew how to make the seamless pattern, but I didn't practice this image ahead of time, so I didn't know how this was going to end up. But I think you can hear my voice that I was really excited with this one. So thank you so much for sticking with me. And if you want to create images like this, again, my Kawaii Essentials brush set is linked below in my Etsy shop, as well as the hedgehogs. And just go ahead and peruse my Etsy shop for all of the stamp brushes that I have, because it makes life so much easier and more fun. It just is a jumping off point for creating something cute or creating something beautiful that you want to make. So I really encourage you to do that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe, and I'm going to keep sharing these because I have a lot of fun making them. And I thank you for watching it and making it worth it. And I will see you next time. Bye.